Most people fight procrastination with bigger goals, longer to-do lists, and harder pep talks, but a quiet idea born in a Japanese factory after World War II solves the entire problem in a way that takes less than 1 minute a day. The concept is called Kaizen. The word means continuous improvement, but the deeper meaning is far more powerful. Kaizen is the practice of changing a life through small, almost invisible daily steps, not huge bursts of motivation. Not weekend boot camps, not life-altering retreats. Just one tiny improvement every single day, repeated for months and years. Stay until the end because the surprising history behind Kaizen, the science that proves why 1% a day actually works, and the simple-to-minute trick that may end years of procrastination forever may change the way anyone watching this thinks about their own potential. But where did Kaizen actually come from, and why was it once a secret weapon hidden inside Japanese factories? The story starts in 1945. Japan was rebuilding after the war. Factories were broken, resources were short. Workers were exhausted. Into this mess walked an American statistician named W. Edwards Deming. Deming had been invited by the Japanese government to help fix the economy. He brought with him a simple idea: big changes are hard. Tiny changes, repeated forever, are unstoppable. Toyota, then a small struggling carmaker, was the first to fully adopt this idea. Every worker, from the floor sweeper to the senior engineer, was encouraged to suggest one tiny improvement per week. Maybe move a tool 6 inches closer. Maybe label a box with brighter ink. Maybe shave 1 second off a step in the assembly line. Each idea, by itself, was tiny. But Toyota collected thousands of these ideas every year, and over time, the company became the most efficient car manufacturer on the planet. The Japanese name for this practice was Kaizen. It saved Toyota, then it saved Japan. Then it crossed into self-improvement, leadership, fitness, finance, and every part of modern life. But how does Kaizen actually beat the way most people try to change their lives? The brain has a built-in defense system called the amygdala. The amygdala scans for threats. Big, scary goals like running a marathon or writing a book or losing 30 pounds light up the amygdala the same way real danger does. The body responds with fear. Fear leads to avoidance. Avoidance leads to procrastination. This loop is the real reason most New Year resolutions die by February. Kaizen tricks the amygdala. A goal small enough to seem laughable to the brain slips past the defense system. The amygdala does not flag a 1-minute walk as a threat. It does not panic over a single push-up. It does not raise alarm over reading 1 page of a book. Those tiny steps slide through the brain's filter and start building habit grooves immediately. After a few weeks of these tiny steps, the habit gets locked in. The body and mind start running the action on autopilot. Only then does Kaizen quietly raise the size of the action, 1 inch at a time. So what does this actually look like in real daily life? A person who wants to read more starts with 1 page per night. Just one, the page is so small the brain laughs at the goal. But the book gets opened. Within 2 weeks, the person finds themselves reading 3 or 4 pages without even meaning to. Within 3 months, the same person is reading a chapter a night. Within a year, the person has finished more books than in the past 5 years combined. A person trying to lose weight skips the diet plan and instead replaces 1 snack per day with a piece of fruit. Just one, the change is too small to notice in the first week, but the body and mind both adapt to making slightly better choices. Within months, the change spreads to other meals on its own. A person hoping to run a marathon does not lace up shoes for an hour run. The Kaizen approach is putting on the running shoes and standing outside for 1 minute, just standing. The brain learns the shoes are safe. Then walking for 1 minute, then jogging for 1 minute. The marathon comes years later, not weeks later, but it comes without burnout. The trick is not the speed, the trick is the repetition. But what does the actual math say about 1% improvement per day? The math is honestly shocking. A 1% improvement compounded daily for 1 year results in a 37 times improvement. Not 37%, 37 times. A person who improves any skill by 1% each day will be nearly 4,000% better in 12 months. On the flip side, a 1% decline each day for a year results in nearly zero. A person who slips by just 1% daily ends the year close to broken. The gap between these two outcomes is the gap between most lives. Not raw talent, not luck, not money, just 1% per day. Repeated. This is the math that scared every Toyota engineer into action. Every small win, no matter how tiny, mattered because it stacked. But why does Kaizen beat motivation, the loudest tool most people lean on? Motivation is a feeling. Feelings come and go. Most days, motivation simply does not show up. Habits, on the other hand, run with or without feelings. A Kaizen step is so small that motivation is not even required. A person can be tired, sick, sad, or angry and still take the 1-minute step. That is the secret nobody talks about. Kaizen makes the action smaller than the resistance. When the step is smaller than the resistance, the step always wins. Motivation has nothing to do with it. This is also why willpower is not the answer. Willpower runs out. Kaizen does not require any. So how can someone start using Kaizen today in real life on real goals? There are 3 steps anyone can use within the next 30 seconds. Step 1. Pick a single goal that has been waiting too long. Writing a book, getting fit, learning a language. Starting a business, just one goal. Step 2. Cut the daily action down to something so small the brain feels silly doing it. Write 1 sentence per day. Do 1 push-up per day. Speak 1 word in the new language per day. Send 1 outreach email per day. Step 3. Commit to the tiny action every single day, even on the worst days, especially on the worst days. The size of the action does not matter, the streak does. Most people will not believe this works. They will say it is too slow. They will demand bigger results, faster wins, and louder progress. They will burn out by April. The Kaizen practitioner will quietly keep showing up, 1% at a time, and within a year, the world will not be able to ignore the change. Famous figures across history have used some version of Kaizen without naming it. Olympic cyclist Chris Hoy improved his performance by finding tiny gains across nutrition, sleep, training gear, and bike weight. British cycling coach Sir Dave Brailsford called it the aggregation of marginal gains and used it to turn the British team into the most successful cycling program in modern Olympic history. If this helped break the spell of overthinking, hit that like button and let more people find their first step. Subscribe for the next simple hack to clean up daily life.